Okay, we're going to continue reading The Bet by Evan Jacobs. In chapter 1, we read The Game, and we learned what the game is, and that the boys love this game a lot. They're pretty competitive with one another. As we go into chapter 2, we're going to read the rules, and I want you to think, why is this chapter called The Rules? So chapter 2, the rules. School was over for the day. The boys walked home. They were going over the rules. Steve took it seriously. He didn't mind losing, but it had to be fair and square. You can't quick freeze, Steve said. Well, you can't either, Marlin said. Marlin was different. He just wanted to have fun. Boosts were out of play. So was a quick freeze. Most of the time, he didn't need them anyway. What if we're doing really good? Steve asked. That update lets us merge games. You want to join forces? Marlin asked. We're starting at the first level, Steve said. What if we have a great game? The boys had only played clan castles separately. That was why they were all at different levels. What if they played well? It would make sense to work as a team. Okay, Marlin said, but only if we're both doing good. Marlin planned on beating his friend. He wanted to show him who was best. And remember, Steve said, no boosts. He knew Marlin was a master player. Marlin knew every boost. No boosts, I promise. Good game, Marlin fist bumped at Steve. They were in the Moores' living room. The house was 2 stories. The living room was close to the kitchen. Getting a snack was a snap. Marlin's mom was home. She was working on a new book. It was a mystery. Writing was her hobby. She wrote books for fun. Then she published them herself. Miss Moore also taught 3rd grade at the elementary school. Steve was done, level 27. The boys had been playing for almost 2 hours. All of Steve's players were gone. Marlin had 1 left. He was at level 22. 6 more to go, then he would win. Steve had to pay up. Time for 7-Eleven. Marlin made a mental list of snacks. The boys had fought dragons. They had broke through brick walls. Somehow they beat giant spiders, too. The goal of the game was to defeat the king. His name was Norja. He ruled the land. The king was half man, half dragon. They had beaten him before. That was in older versions of the game. They hadn't beaten him in this new version. Wow, 27 levels. Steve sat back on the couch. I've never gotten that far before. Marlin wasn't playing well. Everything was hard. His last player had almost died. He'd been lucky too many times to count. He was fighting an ogre. The ogre was tall. He had a big belly. His sharp teeth dripped with slime. Marlin kept getting hit with his club. I think he got you, dude, Steve said. Oh, yeah? Marlin thought. He knew what he had to do. First, press his controller button 3 times. Next, pause the game. It would be quick. Then, tie the ogre's shoelaces together. His player could push the ogre. Then he could escape. But the move was a boost, and that was a problem. Steve had been very clear. Boosts were not allowed. The ogre hit Marlin's player with the club again, and again. There was no place to hide. Marlin pressed his button twice, then he did it 2 more times. The ogre froze. Marlin quickly moved his player forward. He tied the ogre's shoelaces together. Then he pushed him into the lake. Water splashed over the screen. Marlin quickly pressed the button 3 more times. The ogre unfroze. He floated in the lake. Marlin's player ran away. He had cleared level 25. Barely. So now you'll head back into your Canvas page and tell me why you think the title of this chapter is The Rules. Think about what rules they have and if any of those rules were broken.